So, as a light skinned black girl, this is why I stopped caring about colorism. So, growing up as a light skinned black girl in the black community in New York, I was showered with love and compliments and gifts from my parents and relatives and was doted on for having blue eyes and thick curly hair. My cousins and I, we all played together and got along just fine. Now, there was an incident when I was like 6 or 7 where a girl around my age tried to set my hair on fire. And yes, she was dark skinned, not like that mattered at the time, but after that, for a long time, my mother kept my hair braided up or in a bun and not straightened, hoping that this would not happen again. Now, my mother, on the other hand, is what I call a toasted brown, and she has really loose hair like Chili from TLC. And after that incident, she just told me, like the little girl was just probably jealous of me because I had long hair and never attributed this happening because I was light skinned. Now, this little girl did not have really long hair like I had, but her hair was really thick and beautiful and it was always styled. I mean, her mother was a hairstylist. But anyway, when I was a kid, everyone had jokes for everybody. It didn't matter whether you were light skinned or dark skinned. You look like Wesley Snipes or if you look like Vanessa Williams. Everyone ragged on each other, light or dark, black or Hispanic. We all kicked it and got along. Now, as I got in my late teens and my body started to develop and the boys started paying attention to me, I was no longer that little girl with the thick hair and pretty eyes. I became the high yellow bitch to these girls that thought I was better than them. I became sexual competition. And one thing black women do not like is competition. Everything good that happened to me started to be associated with the way that I looked and the color of my skin. Then came the bullshit history lessons telling me that I only looked the way that I did because someone in my bloodline was raped and that I'm going to age like a white woman. And all of this nonsense. Now, I won't lie, around that time when rappers like Lil Wayne was saying dumb shit like beautiful black woman, I bet that bitch look better red, I was definitely not feeling that. Around when social media started to really like blow up and take off, the colorism jokes were flying and people were really insulting dark skinned women, especially. So I'm not going to lie and say they were not being insulted. But back then, we did not, we didn't use the word colorism. We would call a person color struck. Now, what these women fail to mention is that the majority of the time they were being disrespected, it was coming from men and women who were their complexion or darker. Instead of clapping back at these people, they turned their anger on easier targets, and light-skinned and biracial women became those targets. I always defended dark-skinned women when they were insulted and would even defend their honor knowing they could care less for me because I have dark-skinned relatives, so why wouldn't I defend them? But then I realized that these women get a kick in the key seeing us be dragged and insulted and will even join in on it. I mean, we see it on YouTube all day, every day. We see it on Twitter and other social media sites. And there are whole ass channels dedicated to bashing and trying to put us in our so-called place. I was literally watching a video the other day of a light-skinned black girl saying how we as black people can get lice, which is true, by the way. And you literally have folks in the comment section trying to discredit her blackness. Now, if this girl said she wasn't black, they would have dragged her and said, white people see us all the same and blah, blah, blah. You will also notice that you have dark-skinned women who try and gatekeep light-skin like it's some exclusive club because truth be told, they are the main ones who put us on a pedestal and claim we have all of this privilege. Now, I am going to keep it all the way real. Do I think light-skinned and biracial people have privilege? No, and I will tell y'all again. The fact that we are able to blend in so many spaces, especially ones they want to be in, is what pisses them off. People are comfortable around those that look more similar to them or that they share culture with, black people included. When I started getting excluded from black women's spaces, I did not get mad. I joined spaces where I am embraced and accepted and don't have to kiss ass to kick it. The problem is when you do this, although you have been excluded, they accuse you of being self-hating and thinking you think you are better than them. And I have said before, when we are dating black men, they are mad. When we are dating non-black men, we become blackity black. To them, it's all just so stupid. We can't even date other light skinned men without being accused of colorism. Also, this is America. Colorism is way worse around the world. And I just feel like the only time they want to talk about it is when it comes to desirability. Never serious shit. I also want to talk about the class divide when it comes to colorism. You have dark skinned girls who grew up privileged who are jealous of light skinned and biracial girls who have come from poverty just because they are light, and still have men of all socioeconomic backgrounds still trying to get with them. One thing I will say about our community is black men don't usually care if a woman grew up poor or rich. If she looks good and he's feeling her, he's going to get at her. It's that simple. I mean, just look at the Real Housewives of Potomac. Giselle can have any man she wants but chooses bums, and Candace is married to a broke white man with children and is taking care of him and them. As in other communities, taking care of a man is, yeah, a no. And you know, other communities, a non-black man will choose a ugly rich woman over a beautiful poor woman. Most black men do not do this because most are not classist. Dark skinned women want it to be this way in our community also. They hate that a light skinned poor bitch will get chose over a rich dark skinned girl. And they will not rest until it is this way. Anyway, guys, tell me, when did you stop caring about colorism? And I'll see you guys in the next video.